welcome back into the studio for week 4 of creating a mat Pilates habit. I hope that you are behaving yourselves and doing your mat exercises every single day to create a habit for yourself. So week 4, I've got 5 more exercises, and that's including our warm-up variation of the 100 for you to do this week. So you should perform all these exercises every single day. 5 repetitions will be plenty of each one, or however much or as little as you'd like to do, just to say that you are establishing that habit and you're doing mat Pilates every single day. So this week we're going to be working through prone exercises. The Swan-Dive, one of my personal favorites, the single leg kick, the double leg kick, and the neck pull, which is like a crazy, harder variation of the roll-up with a hinge in it. So, and then we're going to be doing our warm-up as our 5th exercise. Because we're going to be doing a lot of prone exercises on the stomach, one thing that's going to be important is going to be your lateral breathing. So if you're used to like deep belly breathing down here, that gets hard to do when you're lying prone or on the front of your body on your stomach and you can't adequately breathe in. So lateral breathing or thoracic breathing is where we expand through the rib cage and pull in here, while we're keeping the navel in towards the spine the whole time and breathing out this way, which coincidentally is where your diaphragm is and where your ribs are. So if you want to know more about that, I will add in a link above in the right-hand corner where you can go and check out my how to do thoracic breathing, and I'll be sure to connect some videos as well for a little how-to. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to move through quickly, and then I'll give you a little bit of tips at the end. You guys ready? So we're going to start hands and knees, and we're going to come with our wrists directly underneath our shoulders and shoulder width apart, and our knees are going to be underneath our hips and hip width apart. So what we're going to be doing here is lifting one arm. We're going to lift it back behind us, and we're going to hold steady while we do some 100 pulses right here. I'm going to just, our noise, we'll make sure we're still streaming. We are. Okay. It's nothing more frustrating than finding out afterwards that you're not streaming anymore and you're talking to yourself. Okay, so we're going to take one hand back. We're going to take those 100 pulses while we're balancing and stabilizing through these 3 points, your 2 knees and your 1 hand. So we're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Palm is up to the ceiling. And exhale, everything else is nice and steady. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch sides. We'll take the last sets over here. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that back in. Good. We're going next into the Swan-Dive. So we're going to come all the way down, peel up head, neck, and shoulders. And right here, we're going to begin our dive forward. Let's take 5 repetitions. Catch yourself. And lower back down. We're going next into the single leg kick. So we're going to bring the hands up, elbows wide, bring the hands together, tuck the pubic bone forward, and we're going to flex, point, lower down, switch sides. Flex, point, lower down, switch sides. For 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. I did more. Wait, 9 and 10. Right, because we're going 2 sides, so 5 on each side. Okay, so we are going next into the double leg kick. We're going to lay the head down to the side and bring the hands back. We're going to interlace the fingers, palms lifting up to the sky. Now from here, we're going to zip the legs together, lengthen them off the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the arms back, come down and take 3, 2, 1. Pulses in with the legs, lift up, and 3, 2, 1. Two more sets. Good, lower that down. Hands come underneath the shoulders, push back into a rest pose. 2, give us a little break from all that extension. And we're going next into the neck pull. We're going to take our feet about hip distance apart, flex through the heels, hands up behind the head. We're going to curve forward, bending in, step up tall through the spine, hinge back as far as you can manage, and then begin to roll all the way down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Rolling up with those hands there. Bring yourself the whole way forward, knees down to elbows down to knees. Stack up tall through the spine. Open up tall. Hinge back. Rolling down. Lift up tall. We're going to go into more explanation of these exercises. Since we were through, but I want you to be able to play back without hearing all the details every single time for those that don't need it. Let's take 2 more. Last one. And bring it down. Okay, going through those. So if you have questions about like why do the 100, what's the point of it, I actually do have a how-to guide for the 100, explaining the exercise, history behind it, how to do it, how to do different variations, etc., etc. So you want to check that one out. I'm not going to go too much into the Swan-Dive here today because I have a specific how-to video where I go into the Swan-Dive and how you can progress into it. So if you can't dive back and forth like this, like a rungs of a rocking chair yet, that's okay. I'm going to give you steps to be able to get there in your own time, and some people are going to have more back extension than others. You can improve your level of back extension no matter your body and get more control in that swan dive. So check that video out. One thing I will say about swan dive is that we inhale as we lift the chest and we exhale as we roll forward. So we're curved like this, and every time that we roll forward, it's like we roll the air out, and then inhale, lift up and broaden, and then exhale, roll forward. Okay, so sometimes the breathing patterns can be a tricky, challenging part of all this. All right, so let's talk about our other prone exercises. Now, the single leg kick, you should be feeling in your hamstrings like crazy. If your pelvis is not in the right position, you're not going to feel it in your hamstrings. Okay, so let me show you right here. And by the way, when we do this, you can take a pointed toe both times or a flex toe if it just messes with you, the coordination of flex point each time, okay? So give yourself some variation there if you need. So let's get into position. We're going to take the elbows out so they're roughly underneath the shoulders. We're going to take one hand over top of the other. And now I could just stay right here with a big dip and go like this and kind of feel my hamstrings working, but here's the trick. Take your pubic bone, press it down into the mat, glutes engage, and we're going to scoop and hollow through the belly right here. Now, when you're in this position, try to float your legs up. If they're not going anywhere, you're in the right position. Now, go ahead and bend that leg in or kick it in, taking your heel towards your glute. And you're going to feel that in a whole new way. So if you never quite understood that exercise, come here. But if my pubic bone isn't tucked forward and I'm kind of like belly is coming down towards the mat instead of scooping in and up, then I can float my legs away. So that's a good key right there to know whether you're not in the right position or not. Okay, double leg kick. So our legs are continuously floating off, and we inhale exhale, as we turn the palms, so the palms are facing towards our shoulders, and we lift up and reach back, huge extension. And then as we come down, we kick in for 3 times. Exhaling, inhale, lift. And then exhale. And I prefer to take my head from side to side and stretch on each way down. You can also lower down and kick right here and lift up. So that's a personal preference thing. Always make sure when you're doing lots of extension to stretch in the opposite way with the rest pose or child's pose. And next we're going to go into the neck pull. Okay, so our roll up, right? Neck pull, take the feet hip distance apart, flex through the heels. And our roll up, our arms are extended right here. We lift up overhead and we're reaching out, right? And then you can stack up tall through the spine, you can stay C-curved. With the hands behind the head, you're going to find pretty quick that it's super challenging. If the hinge isn't working for you, you can roll back the whole way and roll forward. You may find that you're more likely for your heels to lift up when you're trying to come forward there. It's way more challenging to have your hands here than out here. And then we add in a couple of different things in the neck pull, which by the way, the neck pull is not named that way because we are tugging the head forward and pulling on it, but we're pulling, lifting, growing tall. So think here as you stack up tall, we're going to fold forward and then we're going to pull up tall and stack. Think about pulling the neck nice and long. And then hinge back as far as you can, and then begin to curve roll through the spine and repeat. So breathing pattern, we'll inhale for preparation. Exhale on that roll forward, tucking in. Inhale, stack up tall, and exhale as we hinge and then roll back. So breath is really important. So if you can kind of get that down in your mind and concentrate on the exhalation on the place of exertion. Obviously that changes a little bit with some of these prone exercises, right? Then you can kind of get that flow down. And once you do, that breath will drive you a little bit. So sometimes in classes it's hard to hear inhale, exhale, and really follow around. But if you can understand the meaning behind why we want to inhale here and why we want to exhale here, it can really help you. Just like our rolling exercises of exhale on the way up can really help you to balance and control it a lot more. So I hope that those little suggestions were helpful and that you enjoyed these prone exercises for this week. I'll see you guys next week for 5 or 6 more exercises. I hope that you're keeping up this mat habit. Let me know how it's going for you. If you're just tuning in now and you haven't been here before, check out my playlist for all of these mat habit. You can start at any time. You can add in previous weeks. We're going to keep going and get through all the exercises. Then we're going to switch things up, and every week we're going to do something new that we're going to commit to repeating every single day of the week. I will see you guys next week. Pilates every day.